Hello, old school movie reviews. Welcome to the apocalypse. Okay, what I have here is Sister Street Fighter from 1974. This was kind of a spin-off of the Street Fighter series, starring Sonny Chiba. It says that Sonny Chiba's in this, but it's really like a cameo. He's like literally in it for like maybe 2 minutes or whatever. And it seems like, they probably shot his scene, completely separate from the rest of the movie. This was directed by, and I apologize if I say the names wrong, Kazuhiko Yamaguchi, and it was starring Sue Shihomi. Basically, the plot is Sue's character comes to Hong Kong trying to find out what happened to her brother, and it turns out her brother was an undercover cop, and he's gone missing during his investigation of this drug lord or whatever. So she comes to town trying to find out, what happened to him. She's staying with this with her family and stuff like that. And basically just going around and trying to investigate, trying to get to the bottom of what happened to him. And that's basically it. Along the way, she fights a bunch of people. It's actually kind of entertaining film. It's pretty low budget, but it's still pretty fun. Lots of the movie rests with Suze Shihomi, and I really like her in this film. She really doesn't have to do a whole lot of heavy acting or whatever, but she is, she's attractive, she's cute, she has just enough, I guess, screen presence to pull it off. And she kind of has this almost wholesome look to her, this kind of girl next door look to her, which is kind of appealing. What I really like and really appreciate is that she seems very athletic or whatever. Hey. She has some training, yeah. Okay, sorry about that. Somebody was at the door. Like I said, she's really athletic. She looks like she's had some training, and she's believable in most of her fight scenes. I don't know too much about her aside from this movie here. I tried to look up some stuff, but all I could find is just that she's done this movie and a few others, and I guess she was somehow connected to some project that Sonny Chiba was doing, where he was bringing more martial artists and getting people to be in martial arts action films and things like that. So that's all I really know about her. But yeah, she's really, she's believable in this context of this movie. It looks like I said, she actually kind of knows how to fight. You believe it when she, does her moves and does her, stunts and things like that. Like I said, the plot is not terribly intricate. She's trying to find out what happened to her brother, and along the way, she fights some guys, then she fights some other guys, then she fights some other guys, and then fights some other guys, She and her allies, which I guess are her family, fight some guys, and then they get away. Then they fight some other guys, and the bad guys get away. Then the good guys get away. And, and so on and so forth until the end of the movie. Some of the pretty interesting things are, well, one thing as far as like all the fights are concerned, at one point they established that the head crime lord, the heroin boss or whatever, has, for fun, he puts on these, fighting tournaments, fighting tournaments. I can't talk today, but he stages these fights, and so he's got all these different people who are proficient in these different fighting styles, so that kind of adds to the variety. He's got like the 7 Amazons from Thailand. He's got this person from here. There's another part where one of the bad guys working for him has got this tribal gear on, which is actually kind of funny because the bad guy kills somebody with a blow dart, and the camera pans to across the street where dude is like on a low roof, and he's got his tribal gear on, and he's got like this tribal headset on, and he's got a shield, and he's got his cape, and it's just funny because who's running around downtown in the middle of a day in a getup like that, and then it's just able to like escape, all the commotion or whatever. But that was kind of amusing to me. There's a scene where somebody falls, without giving too much of the movie away, somebody falls from someplace high, and it's obviously a dummy, you know. Another good thing is, one of the other bad guys is, I can't remember the character's name is, or even if they gave him a name, but he was like a guy with these nunchucks. He's nunchuck guy, right? And whenever he uses nunchucks, there's this loud whistling, wind swishing sound. So it's that type of thing going on. But what's funny is there's one point in the movie where Sue's like in this warehouse, right? She's creeping around or whatever. And then we hear the swishing noise, and we don't see him. She doesn't know where he's at or whatever, and and obviously they're doing it to build up, tension, to build some suspense, But we hear, and then we see him. Then he gradually comes in, and it's like, okay, he's coming in from like down the hall somewhere. Like you would just. You know what I mean? Just the absurdity that you would actually hear this swishing noise, from wherever he was, like I said, down the hall somewhere, you would be able to hear it or whatever. But otherwise, like I said, it's a low budget movie, not a whole lot of plot, it's not a lot of twists, not a lot of turns, not a lot of, overlying themes or anything like that. Like I said, it's my brother is missing. I must fight the crime lord to find out what happened to him, and I must fight all the crime lord's henchmen and minions. And when the last fight is over, then that's the end of the movie. But having said that, it's fairly entertaining, low budget, not really groundbreaking or anything like that, but it's fun. It moves along at a quick pace. It's snappy. It's got a kind of like low budget charm to it, and I had fun watching it. So that's it. Tell me if you saw this movie. I think they did like a few different sequels to this film, but I haven't seen them or anything like that. I don't know how readily available they are or whatever, but I guess if you search around, you'd be able to find them. But okay, that's it. Thank you very much, and you all have a good one.